Cedar Point have revealed 3 different concepts for what could be their next major roller coaster at the park. And in this video, I'll be sharing with you each of those 3 different roller coaster concepts, and I'll tell you which one I believe will be the next roller coaster at Cedar Point. My name is Max Grindon, and this is Max G-Force. So Cedar Point have sent out a survey to many of their season pass holders, asking them for their opinions on potential changes that could be coming to the park in the future. And within this survey, they revealed those 3 different roller coaster concepts. The reason why this is really exciting is because the Six Flags chain is known for sending out these surveys in the past. For example, they sent one out over at Six Flags Great Adventure, and one of the coaster concepts was a Mack Extreme spinning coaster that's like really tall, constructed around like a big tower. And that is what is pretty much confirmed going to be replacing King de Car. And they've even started construction on that Mack Extreme spinner. So this survey is not to be taken lightly. It's certainly not to be overlooked. And that is why I am really excited to be sharing these 3 coaster concepts with you today. So starting off with the first concept on the list, it is the Suspended Thrill Glider. So this coaster, it is definitely a Vekoma Thrill Glider, which is pretty much a prototype roller coaster at the moment because none have been built at this stage. However, 2 are currently under construction, with the most prominent one being over in Magic Mountain, which looks to be the first one that will complete construction. And it looks to be more oriented towards the families. It doesn't look that extreme, at least for what is rumoured to be the layout. So I would suspect this Suspended Thrill Glider at Cedar Point to be more on the family side, I'm afraid. However, if we look at what Cedar Point have said within the survey, in their description, they have said, "Get ready for a high-octane thrill experience like no other. This suspended motorbike coaster lets riders straddle their bikes in a leaning forward-leaning position as they soar through twists, turns and daring drops." I think this is a little bit of a weird sort of coaster model really, and while I can't obviously comment on what the ride experience will be like, I can only speculate. Going into a motorbike position while the track is above you doesn't seem to be playing into the uniqueness of the motorbike position that well, I think. I think motorbike coasters are much more suited to just being traditional coasters where the track is beneath you, where you can start with a launch, for example, and do twists and turns just like an actual motorbike. Yeah, I think they're much more suited to normal sort of roller coaster track, not suspended track. Yeah, if Cedar Point do go ahead and build this thrill glider, I think it would be more oriented towards the families. But Cedar Point have also said that this coaster will have suspenseful hang time moments, sharp banking and exhilarating speed. The ride creates the sensation of racing through the sky on a powerful motorbike. So even though the Vekoma Thrill Glider looks to be a more family oriented coaster model, there's a chance here that Cedar Point could go ahead and build a more thrilling layout for one. Obviously, we don't know what the layout of this is going to look like. We can only base it off of the coaster model and the description here. Cedar Point also said that it is perfect for adrenaline seekers, with this attraction combining innovative coaster technology with immersive theming, delivering a heart-pounding, one-of-a-kind ride that guests won't forget. So yeah, I could totally see Cedar Point putting a more extreme layout on this ride, and yeah, that will obviously make for a pretty interesting ride experience, being in that suspended motorbike position. Yeah, I mean, if they do go ahead with this, yeah, I would look forward to giving it a ride and seeing how it feels, especially going through those elements. It could very well end up being a really fun coaster. I could totally see myself getting pretty hyped for riding that for the first time and just feeling what a ride like that, being in that motorbike position while sort of flying. Yeah, I do wonder what that would feel like. It could certainly be quite a fun novelty for sure. So anyway, moving on to the next coaster concept on this survey, we have the family friendly coaster. So this coaster, as you can see coming on screen now, you can see Snoopy right on the back of the train there. So that confirms to me if they go ahead with this concept, it will definitely be a new attraction for Camp Snoopy, the kiddie section of Cedar Point. And they describe this coaster as being a magical new experience for young adventurers with its story-driven, family-friendly attraction. This coaster combines gentle thrills, colourful theming and immersive storytelling to take guests on a fun-filled journey through an imaginative world. So it looks like with this coaster concept, they're going to be focusing a lot more on theming, which, you know, if you're into theme parks, if you're into theming, that could definitely be something to look forward to for sure. They say with interactive elements, charming characters and playful twists and turns, the coaster encourages imagination, exploration and shared family fun. It's the perfect way for little thrill seekers to experience the excitement of the coaster while becoming part of a captivating story. So yeah, once again, an emphasis on that storytelling there. So yeah, that's quite exciting that Cedar Point are looking more to theming their rides in the future. Yeah, theming really can elevate the experience of a roller coaster, that is for sure. While this coaster does look good for the families, in my personal opinion, I do not think this will be a very good fit for the park. If you've watched my Cedar Point vlogs, in it I mentioned Cedar Point has a lot of family friendly attractions already, and it's a massive park and they've got loads of flat rides and a couple good kiddie coasters for the younger ones. I don't think there's a gap that needs to be filled on the sort of kiddie coaster side of things, which this does look like it will be more of a kiddie coaster. Yeah, I don't think Cedar Point should go ahead with this concept at all. Obviously, I am biased, I'm a massive thrill seeker, but I think most people who go to Cedar Point are looking for those extreme thrills. Cedar Point, their unique selling point is massive extreme thrilling coasters, so I just don't see how this family coaster really fits in, to be honest, but that is just my personal opinion. Oh, and by the way, please be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's all completely free to do and it really helps out. So moving on to the next concept then, this is really quite exciting, this one. It is a multi-launch family coaster. But looking at the picture of this one, we know for sure that that is a real life photograph of an actual coaster operating today called Lightning at a park called Furuvik. Apologies for my pronunciation there. And the really exciting thing about this, it is yet another Vekoma, and it is their family launch coaster model. Now these, they use an LIM launch, which is a little bit unusual nowadays. You usually get the LSM launch on newer models of roller coasters. But yeah, this one uses an older technology for launching the train. And the really exciting thing about this coaster concept is that is the exact same model as Big Bear Mountain over in Dollywood. And since they opened Big Bear Mountain in 2023, it has been really well received by all age ranges. You know, from the really younger ones all the way up to the thrill seekers. They have all really enjoyed Big Bear Mountain. That coaster, it's a really long layout. It's got 3 different LIM launches. So yeah, it's got a long ride duration and it's full of good airtime moments apparently. So Big Bear Mountain, if something even close to that comes to Cedar Point, that would for sure be the right decision in my opinion. So let's have a look at the description then. So Cedar Point describe this concept as being a exciting new family launch coaster, custom designed to deliver thrills everyone can enjoy together. So that custom designed obviously does mean it will be a custom layout. So, you know, we could see this interacting with certain terrain at the park. I can totally see it going in the location, basically where Millennium Force is, and they've got a big bit of land there. I can see it potentially going over water there. If they go ahead and build this, they can really make this coaster something special. They'd go on to describe the coaster as having smooth, fast launches, gentle twists, and surprising airtime moments. Don't you just love to see airtime emphasised there? Everyone loves airtime. It is the best part of a roller coaster, in my opinion, and it does look like if they go ahead with this coaster model, it will be full of airtime moments. Cedar Point go on to say that this coaster gives younger riders a taste of high-speed excitement while still being approachable for the whole family. And yeah, that is something to emphasise here. This is definitely going to be a coaster anyone can go on and enjoy, and that is really something quite exciting, because I know there's many coasters at Cedar Point which for a lot of people are quite daunting, and I guess there's not too many sort of in-between coasters. This looks like it would be an amazing stepping stone for getting over your fear of, you know, the bigger coasters. And yeah, it really does look like a good coaster concept for sure. Cedar Point go on to say that it features themed storytelling, immersive elements, and fun, dynamic layouts. The ride combines adrenaline and adventure. It's the perfect addition for families looking to share the thrill of a coaster in a safe, unforgettable experience. It's a bit funny how they said safe there. Obviously all roller coasters are just as safe as each other, so that's nothing to worry about. I think what they mean there is, you know, it's going to be a comfortable ride. People aren't going to be too scared about going on it. This coaster model is definitely not going to be that tall of a coaster, so you're going to look at it and you're not going to be that intimidated by it. So yeah, I can totally see why this is appropriate for all age ranges, and it is by far the one I am most excited about because of the success of Big Bear Mountain at Dollywood. And I really do hope if Cedar Point goes ahead with this coaster concept, they put on a similar super long layout like Dollywood did with those 3 different separate launches there. Overall, I think these concepts are great, but for sure, if I had to choose one, it would be that multi-launch family coaster. If they didn't choose that one, it would be exciting to see what Cedar Point does with the Vekoma Thrill Gliders, because that is not yet a proven coaster model, because none have been built yet, so we don't even know what the ride experience is going to be like. So yeah, if they do go ahead with that one, it will be pretty cool to see that unique ride experience at Cedar Point. So those are the 3 different coaster concepts covered then. However, this survey also had 2 other revealing changes that could be coming to Cedar Point. One of them they've called the Nighttime Spectacular. So the park describes this addition as being a dazzling evening event featuring world-class musical acts, high-energy performances, and breathtaking entertainment. The show comes alive with a cutting-edge stage design, state-of-the-art lighting, and explosive pyrotechnics that transform the park into a vibrant, immersive spectacle. And yeah, it looks to be quite an engaging performance with those musical acts, as well as all those pyrotechnics. I think if they go ahead with this, and if it looks anything close to the picture, that will definitely look spectacular at the park. Yeah, that would definitely be something to look forward to in the future if they do decide to go ahead with this. And finally, in the survey, they have suggested bringing a stunt show spectacular, where they say you should be prepared to be amazed by an all-new acrobatic stunt show where high-flying feats, daring flips, and jaw-dropping stunts take centre stage. This thrilling performance combines precision choreography athleticism and show-stopping spectacle to create an experience full of energy and excitement for guests of all ages. With dynamic sets, engaging storytelling and pulse-pounding stunts, the show delivers non-stop action and entertainment, making it the perfect addition to your park adventure. It's a must-see spectacle that celebrates skill, courage and the thrill of live performance. So this concept looks like it's going to be a show that runs throughout the day at set times, which you can obviously sit down and watch, all members of the family, and enjoy different stunts. Now, if they go ahead with this one, I definitely predict it will go into the Frontier Town section of the park, over where Maverick and Still Vengeance is, just based off that picture alone and the theming there. It would certainly suit that sort of Western style theme. I can totally imagine a production of sort of, explosives, setting up TNT, Wild West cowboys. I can totally see that coming to the park in the future. And yeah, I just think it's brilliant that Cedar Point are looking at potentially introducing more entertainment with these shows, really, because if they choose just one of these two shows, the nighttime spectacular with those pyrotechnics at night, or this Wild Western themed stunt show, it all adds to your experience at the park. It also adds capacity to the park, because instead of waiting in line for a coaster, more people will be watching a show, which is just good for everyone, really. It means, if you want to focus on the coasters, you can do, but also if you want to sit down, relax and enjoy a good show, a good performance, you can do that as well. So yeah, I think it's really good that Cedar Point are looking to introduce more entertainment to the park. And not only that, but also a new major roller coaster. So while we don't know for certain that Cedar Point are going to choose any of these concepts that they've shared in this survey, it's still definitely something to get excited about and just feel good that Cedar Point is moving in this direction of looking at building yet another major attraction and even enhancing their entertainment options. I mean, I think it's absolutely brilliant. And as we know with the Six Flags Great Adventure survey, we definitely should take this seriously. So I look forward to seeing whether Cedar Point does go ahead with any of these, and I'll be sure to update you as soon as we know anything more about their next major roller coaster investment. So if you've made it all the way to the end of the video and you still haven't hit that like button, you've still got time to do it now. And while you're there, subscribe to the channel too. It really does help out. Also, be sure to leave a comment down in the comment section below. I read every single one of them, and I would love to hear your opinions on these roller coaster concepts and which one you'd like to see at the park in the future. So my name is Max Grindon and this has been Max G-Force. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.